What's going on, guys? Welcome back to The Country Investor. My name is Robert. If this is your first time tuning in. So today what we're going to talk about is what makes a good Airbnb. For this video, we're just going to talk about the house itself, the structure, and not so much the location. That'll be a whole nother video. We can go into detail about location. But we're going to talk about basically just the structure itself. What makes a good Airbnb structure. Again, I'm here at my Geodomes. I will leave a link down below for anyone who's interested in checking out my listing. If you just want to get some ideas for your own listings, or you do want to rent one of these out. We are located here in Geodomes, Texas, so definitely check us out. We have a lot of stuff that we offer. Again, you can check it out on the website. Anyways. So yeah, so what makes a good Airbnb is, as far as structure-wise, is uniqueness. So basically, it has to be something that people will not typically want to live in, I guess is what I should say. Something that they don't mind spending a weekend in, but this isn't something that they would want to live in for the rest of their lives or for years. People don't mind, you know, a couple sacrifices here and there for the experience, but nobody wants to live like that for the rest of their lives. Like, a lot of things that are taking off right now are the glamping sites. Glamping sites, there's different kinds. This is a glamping site. This one's a little bit more luxury than some, but some glamping sites don't have showers inside. They have a community shower. Nobody's gonna want to live somewhere where they have to share a community shower, unless they really have to. Other than that, they won't do it. But they don't mind experiencing it. So that makes a good Airbnb. Also, disconnecting. So disconnecting, you know, there's some glamping sites that have basically no internet, no TV, no nothing. Which people don't mind experiencing that for like a weekend. But people do not want to be without their phones for the rest of their lives. So for mine in particular, I have these Geodomes and I have also a lake house. The lake house in particular does really well because it's very unique, it's very different. It's a hand-built home. The guy constructed it himself, took him about 7 years to build. And you can see a lot of the hand-built qualities of the home. You can tell it's not just a mass-produced home. Another thing is, it's odd. It's an odd home. It's on the lake, it's waterfront, but it looks like a big old, some people call it a pole barn, some people call it a garage. I can kind of just describe it to you. So you pull in, it looks like a little ranch entrance. But when you pull in, there's like a, I don't know, 30-foot high awning carport where you can park three vehicles or boats or whatever. And as soon as you walk inside, the ceilings inside the home are 26 feet. So it's a high ceiling. You walk in and to the left, there's stairs, and there's a huge loft up there. I don't even know, the loft is probably about 400 square feet up there, and it sleeps 3 up there. So people really, you know, this isn't a home that people would typically want to live in. It's weird, it's unusual, but people would like to experience it. So that one does really well because it is weird. It has a lot of like modern, I guess, upgrades. But it looks weird because it's like a rustic barn vibe. So it does well because it's so weird and different. And for that one, of course, the kids love to stay in the loft. It's like their own little playground up there. So it does well for families. But again, this isn't a home that people would probably typically want to live in, but it's a home that they would definitely want to go check out and see and stay and, you know, experience it. Now to touch on my Geodomes. My Geodomes, they're out in the country. It's very rural. Well, I guess I shouldn't say very rural. It's about 15 minutes away from the city. 10-15 minutes. But again, it's glamping. You're in a tent. It's unusual. It's weird, but it's cool. Again, this isn't something that most people, the mass population, isn't going to want to live in one of these things. They're going to want to live in a more spacious home. But again, these do well because they're weird. They're unusual. These are things that people don't mind experiencing for a weekend or something, but this isn't something that they would want to live in for the rest of their lives. So basically what I'm trying to say is we're going to touch a little bit, I guess, on location. Not so much, but a little bit. Find something that's weird. Something that's weird, unusual. Something that people don't want to stay in for the rest of their lives, but don't mind experiencing it. So there's some other glamping sites that are in the middle of the desert. Nobody wants to live in the middle of the desert, but they don't mind experiencing it for a weekend. So it's odd, it's unusual, it's something that, you know, you're not going to live there forever, but it's a good experience. So when you're looking for your Airbnbs, is it something that people will have a good experience with? Find something that's weird, unusual, and something that people will consider an experience. Put yourself in this situation. You know, if you have a home just in a regular city, no party venue, no nothing, it's just a regular home, is this something you would really consider an experience? Is it just like your home back at home? If it is, and it may not do well, unless you're in a, you know, like in Austin, Texas, where there's a lot of concerts and things like that, then it probably will. But there's certain situations where you want to look for something that's odd, unusual, and you have a higher rate of success, as long as you price it right, of course, if it's something that people will consider an experience. So when you're going around looking for Airbnbs, looking for a property, try to look for the odd and the weird. That's what's in right now, is the odd, weird things. People want experiences. They want to, you know, say they stayed in this, you know, weird looking house, but it's freaking awesome, right? So modern, but it was so weird on the outside. Or they stayed in this weird location, whatever. They stayed off grid. People want experiences. That's what's popping right now, is experiences. So that's what I would go for if you're trying to find the right place for your Airbnb. This is of course for something that's kind of a big hit, not so much something that's in the city just for, you know, party venues or concerts and things like that. So that would be my advice. Look for something that is just weird, unusual, something that you can look at and be like, oh, that's a vibe, that's an experience. That's what I would go for on an Airbnb. I think we're going to leave it right there. If you have any more questions or anything, just drop it down below. Be more than happy to answer it. Again, I will leave a link down below for the Geodomes for anyone who's interested. And yeah, I think I'm going to sign off now. That's it. Without further ado, guys, appreciate y'all watching. Hope it helped y'all out. Again, we can go into the detail about other reasons or locations that might be successful, but for now, we're going to leave it right there. Without further ado, be careful, be good, take care, and God bless. We'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.